Okay, so quick update. We basically, in the first few days of January, decided maybe this house is not going to work for us. I sort of lightly, not seriously, really suggested to my husband, well, what about if we could find renters to rent our 3-story townhouse? And we just rented a smaller 1-story, 3-bed, 2-bath at least, house. In Houston that had a yard and kind of met all of our needs. And he was like, yeah, let's do it. And I think it's because a lot of the source of conflict in our relationship today is because I get so physically tired and frustrated going up and down the stairs all day long, and it puts me into a bad mood. And then carrying a 30-pound toddler, and also I've definitely got an extra 30 pounds or so, maybe 20 to 30 pounds on me right now. And sorry, I just got really self-conscious because I think I know the girl in the car next to me and I don't want her to see me filming myself. So anyway, I just get so tired going up and down the stairs, and I think it'll be a really good thing for us to just make our lives a lot easier. So anyway, basically within the time frame of a week, we found renters for our house that we really like. It's some of our friends, and it helps them out too because they need a shorter term lease than 12 months. And we think we can find someone easier around the time that they're going to be moving out in the summer. And then we also found a house that we thought was really perfect. It was right in our price range that we were wanting to stay in. Had 3 beds, 2 baths. It had a living room and a den, which would be really good because we could use one of those as a playroom for the kids, and super cute. But so anyway, the entire experience, the realtor has been sort of rude to me, which I am really used to realtors being the nicest people ever and being very I don't know, people centric, wanting to please clients on both sides. I guess it's not buy and sell in this case, but it's rent and lease, or landlord and renter, tenant, whatever. So I don't know if maybe that's why she's rude to me, is because I'm just a tenant. But anyway, she's been just extremely rude to me throughout this whole process, and I was kind of just thinking okay, maybe I'm just being a little more sensitive. But for instance, it was someone who works in her office told me that I was going to get a copy of the lease sent over to my email to sign by the end of the day, Thursday last week, and that didn't happen. So then I texted the realtor on Friday and just said, hey, I just want to let you know I haven't seen anything come through to my email for a lease document. Just making sure nothing's gone wrong, there's nothing else you need from us, whatever. And she calls me and she literally snaps at me and goes, you're not the only contract we're working on, right? And I was just I know, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be rushing you. And I even said in my text no rush at all, I just wanted to check in because I was just expecting it. And the person in your office told me that I was going to get it in my inbox by the end of the day before. So I'm sorry that I was confused and was really nicely reaching out, seeing as how this lease is supposed to start in a week from now, or a week from then, which was supposed to be this Friday was when the lease was supposed to start. And so anyway, they send over yesterday, which was Monday, they send over a draft copy of the lease or whatever. And so because it was a house built before 1978, the house was built in 56, they had to add on this lead paint addendum for legal reasons. But basically in the lead paint addendum, they said, the landlord has no knowledge of lead paint in the building, which is great. But they also said that the landlord had no records whatsoever of a lead paint inspection or of, any kind of lead paint related anything. So we were like, that's a little odd. It just kind of struck us as strange that in the past 40 years since we've been or over 40 years since they've since lead paint's been banned, that nobody has asked for an inspection and nobody has kept a document of this, especially in recent years. Anyway, so we just reached out and we got a quote on a lead paint inspection. It's $600. And we reached back out yesterday, same day, to the realtor, and we were like, hey, everything looks good except can we go ahead and pay for a lead paint inspection and have the landlord just deduct it from our first month's rent. So basically they would end up paying the $600 something for the lead paint inspection. And the realtor just responds back and is like, no, they're not going to do that. She didn't even ask them, to my knowledge, because there were other things that we asked about that she had checked with the landlord or said, I'll check with the landlord or whatever. But this was just her saying no. She didn't say that she had reached out to them or checked at all. And so anyway, she was just no. Reasons being that, one, none of the houses in the area have had lead paint issues. And it's well, first of all, you don't know that. You don't know every single house in this area, what their past 40 years of paint issues, paint situations has been. Two, what does that have to do with anything? They're not tract homes. It's not they use the same builder. They didn't use the same painters. Doesn't have anything to do with anything. They weren't even built in the same years, a lot of these houses. And then her other reason was that the lease is only 12 months long. And I'm pregnant. I'm 7 months pregnant. And we are expecting a newborn infant. And we have a toddler. And if anyone is at risk from lead-based paint, it's our family. Obviously, you don't want anyone to be ingesting lead-based paint in any way, but at the same time, it's extremely dangerous for people in my situation and young kids, especially. And what does it have to do with anything that it's only 12 months? That's a year of our lives. It's gonna be my second son's entire first year of his life. Anyway, so I'm debating whether or not I should name and shame this realtor, because she has just been absolutely awful the entire experience, and I've just been wanting to get this done because I've been, it's been a whirlwind, and we're supposed to move this Saturday. I'm supposed to we're supposed to start the lease Friday. I'm supposed to go in, get the keys, clean it, make sure it's all ready to go, and then we're going to move everything. We've got everything set up to move literally on Saturday. So stressful. So anyway, my husband's we're out. Something fishy is going on. I feel it too. I feel there's no way you don't have any kind of record, and why don't you want to do the inspection? It's only $600, and he's just we're out. And there's plenty of rental properties. And basically the realtor also said, if you didn't notice, there's a ton of interest on this property or whatever, so we're not willing to budge or whatever. And I'm just okay, yeah, maybe there's a lot of people who have favorited this property on HAR, but we're here, we're about to sign the lease. We're supposed to be moving in Friday, and you really are saying it's okay if we walk? I don't know. This realtor, she's not serving her clients well. She's not serving us. I don't know who she is and why the landlords, because I've never met the landlords, never interacted with them. It's all been through the realtor, and she has been an absolute nightmare to work with. So anyway, debating on whether or not I should name and shame her. Maybe I will. It's not anyone watches these videos anyway, but maybe I will. Maybe I won't. I don't know. So that brings me to why I'm in the car right now. I'm going to go all day today. I'm going to be trying to see as many alternative houses as possible. I sent a ton of messages last night to realtors saying, like, can I get in tomorrow, like today, Tuesday, and see this house. And oh shoot, I might have passed it. No, I don't think I did. Okay, but I'm coming up on it, so I'm gonna have to get off and get on the map on my phone again. But so we'll see, and I'll take y'all with me, and we'll figure out where we're gonna be moving to this Saturday, if anywhere. So fingers crossed, pray for us. I was praying last night, like, God, just please help us out with this. So, just toured a house. It's super cute. This one would totally work for us, and I would be basically ready to sign the lease today. It's a little more expensive than what we wanted initially. It's like $350 more per month, but I think it would be worth it. It has like an extra bedroom. It was cuter. It's in a better area, a better neighborhood. But it's not going to be available until like 3 weeks from now, basically, which is not really that long. But we need to move this weekend or like next weekend at the absolute latest. So what they said we maybe could do with that one was store our stuff in the garage, and then, like, you know, we would stay with family or something for a couple weeks, and then like move actually into the property like around the 5th of February. So not ideal. I have 4 more tours set up today. I'm gonna go look at 4 different houses, and then I also have 2 more houses that I really like that I'm gonna call, that are kind of a lot more than we were wanting to pay per month, like $800 more than we were wanting to pay per month, but maybe we can talk them down a little bit. Both have been on the market for quite a while, and I mean, if not, then they both are nicer than the ones we had been looking at, so maybe it's worth it. But I'm trying not to get stressed. So I didn't film the last one because I was with the realtor / landlord, and I thought it would be like a little weird to be like filming. And there was like the current tenant was like in there, just like living and working. So, but maybe I'll take some videos of the next ones. Okay, so house number 2, total bust. I thought the neighborhood was not safe at all. I did not feel safe there, and the house was tiny. It felt like it was like 1 story of our current house, which is not going to fit all our stuff. It didn't feel safe. I would feel very uneasy with 2 little babies there, so there's absolutely no way that house is going to work. House number 3 that I just left, super cute, totally different neighborhood, totally felt safe, great walking and jogging trails nearby, great place to take the dogs out, like to get them exercise in a park or whatever, great yard, plenty of storage, plenty of closets, 3 bedrooms and like 1 sort of like flex space. They there's no garage. They turned it into another room, but there's no dining room. So, but there would be a playroom and the 3 bedrooms and a living room, but there's no dining room, so maybe that flex space. But it's right by the washer dryer, so I feel like if we had people over while the washer dryer was running, you would hear us doing our laundry, because the washer dryer is like in a closet in that room. So I don't know. And then the other 3 bedrooms all had carpet, so it's not like we could use those as a dining room, or I don't know. Maybe we could use one of those as a living room and do the living room as the dining room, because we have a pretty big dining table that is obviously coming with us, and we love having people over. So I don't know, we'll see. But going to go see house number 4 now. I've been back to back all day. I did stop and get some lunch, but hopefully we can find something. I am optimistic. The one this morning that I really liked is not available when we need it to. The one just now, house number 3, is available immediately. So I think we could make that work potentially for this weekend, but we need to jump on it. And it's a little more expensive than we wanted. It's like $500 more than the other house we were going to be renting. So I've asked them if they'll do, $200 less to make it kind of like a little bit cheaper, but we will see. I'm gonna talk to Jeff, share my thoughts with him at the end of the day, and hopefully we'll act on it. There's some that are kind of just like more expensive than we were wanting, but those are the ones that I really like. So I don't know, and I still haven't heard back from the realtor on the one that I really, really like. That was just like $800 more than we wanted to spend, but I think it might be worth it. Okay, I have seen so many houses today. I just saw 3 more, I think, since last, yeah. So there was the one Jeff liked a lot that was actually, surprisingly, I didn't hate it, but it was okay. And then the landlord slash realtor for that house had another one nearby that we actually didn't have on our list because we thought it didn't have a washer dryer or a fridge, but it turns out it did. So he showed me that one, and actually that was our leading candidate until this one that I just saw, which is a little bit further out, so a little bit more of a drive as far as like getting Shep to daycare and my husband's work and all that jazz, but I actually liked it a lot better, and it had a 2-car garage, which the other one did not. So either way, well, basically I've asked them to come down a little bit on the price, and if they do, I think that that's going to be our best bet. It's a really good area. So we will see. I have 2 more tours scheduled for today, and I think 1 or 2 for tomorrow, but I'm very optimistic about the one I just saw and the one before that, and they were kind of closer to what we were wanting to pay. So I'll keep you posted. Okay, so day 2 of trying to find a house. We found 3 really strong contenders yesterday, and we are hoping to do an application with each one of them. Hoping to do an application with each one of them. We're waiting on some responses to some questions we had. So like one of them, we asked them to come down on price. That was the more expensive one. One of them, oh my goodness. Wow. Okay, I'll tell you about this in just a second. One of them, we asked if we could paint. That was the one that I wasn't really all that wild about, but Jeff liked it because it was like one of the cheaper ones, and it was close to where his office is. So we asked if we could paint, and they said yes, and they sent over the application. So I think right now, like, that one is looking like the one that we're probably gonna move into. I just didn't like the paint colors on the walls, like, and it's kind of dark, so I feel like painting will really help brighten it up, make it feel a little bit more like a home. Doesn't have a garage, but we'll manage with that. And both of our cars are like pretty old, so it's not like we're gonna have like, you know, brand new fancy cars sitting out in the driveway all the time. So yeah, and then the other one was great, and we asked them to, I think, come down on price like a tiny bit. So anyway, I saw another one this morning. It's a hard no. The house is really cute and I liked it, but the area is not very good. And that's kind of weird about Houston, is like, it literally differs from street to street. Like, you could be 1 block north of something or 1 block south of something, and it is the difference between like a super nice neighborhood that's extremely family friendly and really nice and really well kept, or like something that's across from like Section 8 housing, which is one of the houses that we looked at. So, for instance, and so anyway, yeah, so still trying to finalize it, but really making good progress. It's looking like we are gonna be able to move this weekend, which is awesome. This painting I found on Monday. I actually found this on Facebook Marketplace like 45 minutes after she posted it, this girl, and I just realized looking at the back that this was painted in 1911. Isn't that amazing? That's so old, and this is more than 100 years old, and she got it at like some antique or vintage market. And yeah, that is incredible. It's dated 1911. So these little like bits of paper kind of covering up the line between the canvas and the frame are coming up a little bit, so I'm just gonna glue those down so that they're not, so that they don't break off or anything like that. But wow, oh my gosh, this makes me more excited about this. I literally got this for $10. Isn't that amazing? So but yeah, so really optimistic at this point. I'm a little stressed. I think it's already an emotional experience because while I do think moving will be the right thing, because like honestly I just can't do all of these stairs anymore, and I think it'll be a lot better for our family to have like a designated, hopefully like a designated playroom spot, and like no stairs and a yard for the dogs. I think it'll just be a lot better situation. But this is a house Jeff and I came back to after we got married, and this is a house that we brought Shepherd home to, and so it's definitely emotional to leave knowing that we have no intention of moving back in here. So I think all the stress of pulling out last minute from the other house that we found, and then trying to find a new house you know, that's available immediately and kind of like meets all of our needs, and then deciding which house through like, and what we're willing to pay for, you know, X, Y, and Z thing is stressful. Especially I'm doing it all myself. Obviously Jeff has to work this week. Luckily I don't have any work to do this week, so I do have time to do this, but yeah, it's been a stressful process. So the shopping and the great deal for $10 that I got on this beautiful piece of art, I'm so excited about it. I'll show you. Gorgeous, is really making me feel a lot better. It's a little bit of retail therapy. And I've been browsing Facebook Marketplace ever since I found this, because I realized what a phenomenal purchase this was. And I can't wait to put it up in our new home. So, saw two more houses yesterday. One was a definite no. The other one is, we really liked it, but it was more expensive than what we were hoping to pay. So I asked them to come down on price, and they were thinking about it, and they said they'd let me know by the end of the day, and then they never let me know. So I texted the realtor back and was like, I'm assuming it's gonna be a no, since we haven't heard anything yet. And she said that she thought that the owner was thinking about it still, but like thinking she might want to sell the house instead of rent it out. So so I would just let her know, like, okay, we're just gonna have to go with a different house just because of our time crunch, and just so she's like completely understand. But that was a bummer, because honestly that was my favorite of all by a long shot, like 10 times more than any other house. So now we're back to the 3 that we saw on Tuesday, that I saw on Tuesday, like last, that 2 of them are cheaper. One is more expensive but has a heck of a lot more space, which I feel honestly like I would be worried that we wouldn't have enough stuff to fill up all the space, but we definitely would not run out of room. Like there would be plenty of room for an office and a playroom, maybe even like together definitely, but separately also we could do as well. We could do, so anyway, that one would be great, but it's a lot more, it's like a lot more expensive. It's $500 and $600 more than what we really wanted to spend. So not that that's not doable, but it just puts us in a more risky position if we had a month where like we couldn't find renters to rent out our house. So that's not really something we want to do at this time. Like, obviously nobody wants to be paying for 2 houses at once, but if we had to, then having like our rental house that we are renting be cheaper would be more ideal. However, both of the houses that are less expensive, one, they're not as nice as the other. 2, they're in not as good a neighborhood, like not a bad neighborhood by any means, but just not as good. I'm not like excited about them. I'm not maybe feel comfortable doing our strolls, but like definitely less, and I would definitely feel more comfortable if Jeff was there rather than like taking both babies out on an evening stroll by myself or something, even if it's still at daylight. So anyway, we're trying to go see both of the cheaper ones today, and I've seen them, but I think it's just a refresher because I saw like 10 houses in the past 2 days, and the pictures on HAR are just not great. And so we're gonna go see those. Jeff is gonna come this time. So we have one of them at 10 a.m. That's the one Jeff kind of likes better. And then we have one hopefully at 11 a.m., which is one like I like better. But the issue with these is like there's not a dining room or a playroom or a study or like any, extra rooms that we could use for those. So that is going to be a challenge. They both have small closets, which is also going to be a big challenge for us because we are used to having enormous closets. Our townhouse has huge closets. And so I just think like fitting everything is going to be a challenge in these places. One of them is, so the one Jeff likes is $100 more per month than the one I like. So it's basically negligible, but not really. Like saving $100 per month is great. It's $1,200 a year. It's awesome. But just to help distinguish, so there's the one Jeff likes and the one I like. I'm gonna try to make a decision today. Sorry I'm out of breath because the baby's getting so big and pushing on my lungs. But we will just see. One of them has a garage, a 2-car garage, and the other one has no garage. The one I like has the garage. The one Jeff likes has no garage. So I remember better the one that I liked better. However, that one's a little further out of town. That's why I think it's a little bit cheaper, even though it has like a garage. And anyway, so we have applications in on both of them. So basically both think that we're like sold on both of them, which is really the only way that we could do it and make it feasible for our move-in timeline. So we had to do that, but we're breaking somebody's heart today. I will say the guy who is the realtor and the landlord, he owns the house and he's a realtor. It's like a family business. They have a bunch of houses here. He is like the nicest person that I have encountered in the entire month of January. He's so nice. He is so accommodating. I'm asking him if we can like paint and like change things about the house, and he's like, yes, of course, make it your home, blah blah blah, and is so accommodating. I was like, could we come see it at exactly 10 a.m. today? And he's like, yes. And it's amazing. It's like it's like your super sweet grandpa, he's like about to retire, and honestly just couldn't be nicer. And so yeah, so anyway, we're gonna make our final decision of which house between the two that we like better. And once we're done with hopefully the 2 tours. So the other guy, like the other house, the guy is like much less accommodating. And I'm just like, dude, my husband has a limited window. Not that limited, but like a, reasonably limited window. He has meetings all day and he is trying to get in. I'm like, please, can you help us out? And the guy's like, sorry, I'm busy except for like 9:30 in the morning and 1 p.m., which are like the 2 times that don't work for Jeff, like the worst. So, we'll see if we end up actually getting into that one, but if we don't, I'm not that worried. Oh my gosh, okay, my hair's so frizzy. I am so excited. We signed a lease. It is fully executed. The landlord signed it, we signed it. We are so excited to move in to our new rental house. I just picked up the cashier's checks for the security deposit and the pet fee, and I'm about to take those over, meeting the landlord in an hour at the house to get the keys. And the lease, I think, officially starts, maybe it starts 2/1, but he said we can move in tomorrow, so that's amazing. He's gonna give me the keys today. And my mom and I may actually end up painting the house tomorrow, so we will see. But, or at least like some of it. I don't think we could paint like everything that we want to paint in one day or in a few hours. So excited. It's done. We have a new house. We are moving in this weekend and it's going to be so good for our family. There's a yard for the dogs. They're going to be so happy. They can get all their Zooms out in the yard. There is 1 story, so mom is going to be so happy that she's not going up and down the stairs. And honestly, it can't come fast enough because this morning I was like wheezing after going up the stairs 1 time. And Shep's gonna be thrilled when he can just have his like lay of the land, walking wherever he wants. I'm so excited, and my husband's happy too because it's the one that he wanted. It's the one by his office. The move was successful. We found a house, and sorry if it sounds like I have a little bit of a lisp, I have my Invisalign in, but we found a house and it all worked out. It was available when we needed it. It has 3 bedrooms, a backyard, single story, and we are gonna make it work. And the renters for our house are supposed to move in the last weekend in January, and so I still have to go get that house ready, still have to unpack everything around here. We ordered some new furniture and some space savers and stuff, so we still have to get all that stuff set up, but we are happy. We had some challenges getting the gas turned on, and the Wi-Fi turned on. Wi-Fi less of an issue, but kind of still an issue, and the gas a big issue because it got really cold the weekend we were moving. So yeah, we got it all figured out, and now we're happy now, and now we are in the new house, and we have successfully moved houses in 2 weeks. We went from idea to complete and in the new place in 2 weeks, and now we just have a little bit of like cleaning, unpacking, and you know, I's to dot, T's to cross to be totally done, but we are moved and painted, and we painted the whole house. We painted all of the interior rooms like this grayish white color. It was like a kind of very light yellow before. I did not like it, except for the new baby's room we painted blue, so that'll be really fun for him. And we're really happy, so we're just getting settled, getting acclimated, and I am not gonna name drop the realtor from the previous experience because I felt like that was not the classy thing to do. But overall, the past 2 weeks have been exhausting. I am so tired. I can't even begin to describe it. And I had some work to do today, but I finished that for now. And now I'm just kind of gonna relax for the next 30 minutes until I go pick up Shepherd. And then we're gonna come home and do our nighttime routine. So anyway, if you watch this video, thank you so much. It has been a whirlwind and an adventure, and I am so thrilled that we will no longer be living in a 3-story townhouse where I'm going up and down carrying a baby, not just the baby in my belly, but also my toddler, up and down 2 flights of stairs multiple times a day. And our dogs are loving the yard. We are getting settled. It's not perfect, but it's just a rental. So, but we are definitely excited for the next chapter with our family. So if you like this moving last minute or moving under 2 weeks vlog, please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe.